Hello, this is Skip, and this is From the Fourth Row, and today I'm reviewing Win Win, starring Paul Giamatti. Now, Paul plays a lawyer and part-time wrestling coach named Mike Haggerty. Now, Mike's law firm is kind of struggling, and he has one customer, one client, I guess you would call it, that can help him, and by helping him, he inadvertently helps some other people. One day, while helping this one client move out of his house, he comes across a young man sitting on his steps. And that young man's name is Kyle. And he's the grandson of the man that Mike Haggerty has been helping. And he says that his mother is in rehab and that he came to visit his grandfather and live with him. Well, Mike already knows that he can't live with the grandfather because his grandfather is going to be living in a assisted living home. So Kyle ends up coming to live with Mike and his wife, played by Amy. I can't remember her name. But she doesn't like the idea of Kyle coming to live with her because she's already got a few kids of hers, and they're having a hard time struggling as it is. But she doesn't know that Mike's getting some money from this one client that'll help pay for Kyle. And so Kyle decides he's going to come and hang out with Mike while he's on the coaching the wrestling team, and one thing leads to another. He ends up going to school at the high school and wrestling on the wrestling team. And wouldn't you know it, Kyle turns out to be a world-class wrestler. And this solves a lot of problems for Mike with the wrestling team and with his family and the client that he's trying to help. I just think Paul Giamatti is one of the best actors we got going right now. I mean, years ago I never would have expected him to have such powerful roles as in Barney's Version and John Adams, and now in Win Win. And he can still do some comedy, with The Hangover, some of these other movies. I really recommend Win Win, and I think, these are problems that are everybody's going through, grandfathers and uncles and aunts that are going to assisted living and having families that are having a hard time taking care of them, and in split families where the mother's not doing so well and the kid has to come live with another relative, and sometimes, I would rather see these kinds of things where the kid lands in a good family, instead of having a mother or father that's an alcoholic or a drug addict. And I think you can really learn a lot from Win Win, and if not for any other reason, I suggest seeing this movie just for Paul Giamatti. He is just really on the top of his game right now. This is Skip from the Fourth Row.